Is Grant Cardone a terrible salesperson, right? Now, so many people think he's the absolute sales god, and then there's others that absolutely are turned off and turned away from him, right? And by the end of this video, you're gonna have a clear take, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a clear understanding of what direction he goes, right? And now let's go right into who Grant is, right? I've been following his content for 8 years, right? I would say that I kind of picked him up when he was on the come up, right? I've been in digital marketing almost a decade, so I had followed his journey, right? And early on, I remember his early content that you can't really find anymore where, he would push the boundaries, right? His content might be racist, sexist, and not that I'm labeling him that, but his content definitely was considered that early on, and he cleaned it up. But now we're talking as a salesperson, and right off the bat, the things that he does poorly, his type of sales mentality is hard-nosed, right? It is, in my opinion, it's gonna be old paradigm, right? Kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street, shove sales down people's throats, right? And when you have that kind of mindset, you're thinking it's a numbers game. And in sales, we all hear it, right? If we know our closing rates, we know how many more calls we need to book. So I get it in that regards. Now, if it's simply a numbers game mentality though, you're losing track of all the people on your team and the people around you, right? Usually you see yourself getting caught up in the money, and then that leads to ego, and that leads to challenges, right? And we've all seen that, right? Grant is a confident individual, and I'm not gonna say he lets his ego flare, but he definitely has one just like you and me do, and his comes out, and that's a part of his brand. Now, one of the tactics that he uses, and what I would describe as his sales communication style, is that he's very overpowering, right? And in his content, whether you see him on sales calls, catching him live from back in the day, or even some of the current ones, you see him on stage or you see him in interviews, right? The one with Jordan Belfort, the real Jordan Belfort, right? And when he felt extremely uncomfortable, right? Was asked questions on Jordan's podcast on YouTube. I remember watching it, and that was a whole nother version of Grant that I had never seen. I had never seen him not in full control, but there was another alpha there, and that's one aspect, right? Now, overpowering salespeople usually hear, they don't listen, and that's really what I'm getting at. Now, all of this is just to give an honest take, right? I'm a salesperson. I live by the social seller creed, and that is about value first, put the customer first, profit second. Now, this is a more new methodology. People like Brian Tracy have been teaching and coaching this for the last decade or two, but this is really about the virtual selling era that is happening now. Now, what are the good things about Grant? He gets results, simply put. As a salesperson, I think above any other thing that I could say about him, he gets results, and anyone in sales knows if you're getting the closes, you're getting the deals done, then who cares what anyone else has to say, right? So I want to say that right off the bat. Number two, he motivates people around him. He is a motivator. He has energy, he vibrates at a high level, and whether it's someone that he wants to sign on in a meeting, right, as a new client or a real estate investor, or someone to buy one of his luxury cars, when in 2010 he had a luxury car company, right? And I don't know if he still has that today. He motivates and brings people up around him. And I've seen this firsthand, and it is such a good human trait, and people feel that, right? My dad told me at a young age, the way you make people feel is how they remember you, right? And that's a huge trick in sales, I would say too, is be your authentic self, never fake, right? Now, he is also a negotiator, right? And that is a skill set that is honestly kind of lost and forgotten. You used to be able to go to college and go to expensive courses for negotiation and learn them. It was like the old corporate kind of realm and world. They don't really offer that anymore. So what is cool is that his personality all aligns with this negotiating. He feels comfortable in uncomfortable situations where you and me might feel uncomfortable if we were in a boardroom or about to, talking about big time business deals and things get heated. He's more than happy to keep his stance, and that's his personality, right? And I look up to him for that. And lastly, he is the alpha male type, and all of this aligns with it. When you're the alpha male, you're playing the doctor frame. I'm the expert, listen to me. And now, given these unbiased tactics, what do you think with Grant, right? Does he lean more towards a bad salesperson that's probably teaching people wrong criteria that isn't really gonna make them successful or happy? Or is he an all-star that gets results? And the fact that he does, and he throws these awesome events, and he has the books, and he's putting out value-based content all the time, is why he's exceptional. That's up for you to decide, and you can learn more about the social seller and all of the social sellers, the most influential social sellers, here on the Uptown Creation YouTube channel and our weekly podcast that drops every Tuesday. We will see you on the inside.